Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth. On today's show, you'll learn about the new teachers calling Homestead home this school year. We'll also introduce you to another faculty member, guidance counselor Miss Colross. Finally, we take a trip down to Parkview Field to learn about some TinCaps workers who are also students in high school. You'll be getting all of this and much more, so stay tuned on this week's edition of HHS In Depth.
Today is Friday, September 20th, and thanks for joining us on HHS In Depth. I'm Caroline Burns.
And I'm Josh Bobe. And Caroline, the weather is still hot outside. I thought that fall was supposed to be coming up soon.
Honestly, I love summer, but now that we're fully into the autumn months, I can't wait to soak up some more of the cool fall weather.
I couldn't agree more. It seems like the weather outside this morning is quite a teaser into what fall has in store. Here with us now is weather reporter Braden Graff to fill us in on the weather for tonight's football game.
Well, Josh, you can expect a refreshing night for you to get out and support our Spartan football team. It's going to feel excellent with a little breeze and only a few clouds all night long. And unlike what we had at our last home game, the temp should stay above 70 degrees all night, so you may not need to bring long sleeves for later. Don't forget, tonight's game is at home against Dwenger. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. Be sure to show up and support our Spartans by wearing anything from the groovy 70s. Looking ahead to the weekend, Saturday and Sunday both have highs in the upper 80s, with Saturday and Sunday both having partly cloudy skies. It may be hot during the day, but the evenings are still picture perfect, so make sure to get outside all weekend, as these might be some of our last sunny summer days. Braden Graff, HHS In Depth.
And now we go beyond Homestead.
An investigation is now taking place over the recent alleged assassination attempt of former President Trump. Over the weekend, Secret Service agents spotted an armed man hiding in the bushes at Trump's West Palm Beach Golf Club and were able to catch him before any action was taken. The perpetrator was charged with 2 federal gun charges. This is the second assassination attempt against Trump to have taken place this year, and it is under close investigation by the FBI. In global news, this Sunday, the Polaris Dawn flight returned to Earth after completing the first ever commercial spacewalk. The 5-day trip used SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule and broke many records, including the highest ever human Earth orbit, 874 miles above the surface. Polaris Dawn was SpaceX's 14th time sending humans into orbit, and the 4 crew members made significant progress in conducting scientific research to further advance human health on Earth, as well as understanding human health during long-duration space flights.
Thank you, Caroline, for the news beyond the walls of Homestead. We'll be right back on HHS In Depth.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
Each new school year brings an entire new class of students, but for some teachers, they are calling Homestead home for the very first time as well. Reporter Matthias Arizmendi joins us now to introduce us to these new teachers who are now part of the Spartan community.
Every year, Homestead welcomes a handful of new teachers, some young and some experienced, but depending on your schedule, you may never speak to them, let alone get to know them. So, who are these new teachers? First up is Mr. DeVries. He is a math teacher, but more specifically, he teaches Algebra 1 and Geometry. Some things to know about him are that he enjoys playing disc golf and is also a retired Marine where he was an aviation ordnance officer. Next up is Mrs. Cass. She teaches English 9. Things she does outside of school are read, travel, embroidery, hand lettering, and yoga.
Mr. Lavelle is our next teacher.
He is also an English teacher, teaching English 10 and 11, and he enjoys participating in community theater, photography, and spending time with his wife and son. Finally, Mrs. Stieber teaches English 9, and she likes to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What's interesting is this year there's only a total of 4 new teachers, which for comparison, the last 2 school years there have been 16 new teachers, both years. And that's simply because of all the retirements. But why should you care? Well, the word Saunders sums it up pretty good, and the short definition of it is the realization that every random person is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. And while you'll probably only know your teachers as that one class you go to for 45 minutes of the day, that doesn't mean that's who they are. Every student, every teacher, literally every single person you ever have seen and ever will see, matter. Matthias Arizmendi, HHS, in depth.
Thanks for the story, Matthias. If you ordered one, stop by the office at door 33 to pick up your copy of the 2024 yearbook. Also, be sure to get the early bird pricing and order your 2025 yearbook at yearbookforever.com or scan the QR code in the graphic before the price increases in December.
Last Saturday morning, the Riley Dance Marathon Club organized a Riley 5K color run at the Environmental Center. The race began in the small lot next to the Spartan football field, which then proceeded into the Environmental Center and circled around the Aboit softball fields, finally concluding in the bus lot. Throughout the run, volunteers from the Key Club and the Riley Dance Marathon Club sprayed participants with colored powder. All proceeds from this event will benefit Riley Children's Hospital.
The HHS Speech and Debate Team will hold its annual weekly meeting on Monday, September 23rd, immediately following the school day in room B2032, Mr. Trice's room. If you are interested in competing in speech and debate this year or are interested in learning more about the team, please plan on attending the meeting.
During school, the importance of student support cannot be overstated inside of Homestead's walls. A new addition to our support staff and student services was added this year, and reporter Justin Estrada is in now to introduce you to the new guidance counselor, Miss Colross.
With a new school year on its way, there's some new students around the building and also new faculty. Miss Colross is one of those new additions to our Spartan community.
This is my first year officially in a building, but in my internship and practicum experiences in grad school, I worked in elementary age with middle school age, and then I spent a whole year out of high school working with freshmen through seniors.
While many students face significant challenges and emotional stress, our counselors are always there for our students.
I think it's difficult sometimes for students to open up, but being a friendly face can definitely help. So being out in the hallways in the mornings or during passing period, I'm in the lunchroom sometimes, so just being a friendly face can help them get to know who I am or see me around, so it's not just I'm in a little area.
Ms. Colross has various methods for accommodating the individual needs of our Spartan students who lead their own lives.
In the counseling world, we do grade level meetings to make sure you're on track to graduate. Individual meetings per request. So if teachers want me to meet with the student, if parents want me to meet with their child, or if students just say, hey, I need to meet with you. Doing those check-ins helps me get to know the student, but also help them become successful not only academically, but mentally, socially.
We are excited to welcome Ms. Colross as our new guidance counselor. She is full of wealth of experience and is ready to help our students. Justin Estrada, HHS, in depth.
Again, guys, enjoy this weekend because the incoming week is not looking promising, with basically every single day expected to be mostly cloudy and rainy with a couple scattered thunderstorms on Monday, giving the sun no chance to shine. Get ready to feel those hot, muggy temperatures this whole week, as it will stay in the high and mid-70s throughout the whole week. You may need to have your umbrellas in the morning, as there is a chance for some early rain showers on Monday through Wednesday. Moving into the night, it will get into the mid-50s through Monday to Thursday. Fall is about to start in 2 days, so get your cardigans and sweatpants together to introduce that fall weather shortly.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
As the Fort Wayne TinCaps wrap up another exciting season, you may have noticed that the team isn't just about baseball. It's also a great place for teenagers to gain work experience. Reporter Kenley Sugar brings us a story on the Parkview Field work experience and how students can get involved.
The Fort Wayne TinCaps baseball season has sadly come to an end, but if you went to any games over the summer, you may have noticed that there are many teenage employees. Parkview Field has a variety of jobs open to teenagers 16 and older.
Homestead student Braxton Hall and recently former Homestead student Talon Ruchek work at various locations in Parkview Field, including the Fun Zone, Team Store, and on the field. Both students shared their overall experiences while working for the TinCaps and if they would recommend working there to other students.
I think it's a great entry-level position. I mean, usually it's not too stressful, but obviously there are times you do have to deal with the stress of a big crowd or something like that. So I think it's a great way for people to have their first job or maybe their second job and make some money over the summer.
I would recommend coming here working for the TinCaps because it's a good summer job and it's a good way to be out around the sport. It's just a good environment here.
Although this year's season is now over, if you are interested in applying for a job at Parkview Field to work for the TinCaps next season, Human Resource Administrator Kathy Tinney gave us her opinion on teenagers working at the field, saying, "We have people from 80 to 16 years old. It is a great job to have. We have seen a lot of people start work here but realize they actually have to work and end up quitting. I've seen people work their way up from back counter to supervisor.
If you're looking for a job or just something to do over the summer, Parkview Field has many opportunities for students to make a little money and make great memories with the TinCaps team. If you are interested, visit the website below to fill an application starting in January. Kenley Sugar, HHS In Depth.
Next week, reporter Emma Newberry recaps the annual Spartan Alliance Johnny Appleseed booth. Be sure to catch that story and more right here on HHS In Depth.
Tonight, your Homestead Spartans host the Bishop Dwenger Saints in SAC play at Dave S. Walters Memorial Stadium. Watch live on YouTube at Homestead Media.
Welcome into Behind the Curtain. I'm Mara Nicholson. In a thrilling weekend for the performing arts, the Homestead Spartan Alliance Band clinched victory at the Northwest Ohio Bands of America regional competition. In prelims, they won Class 3A and had a full sweep, getting the award for Best Music, Best Visuals, and Best General Effect. They got a 77.3 in finals, which is over 5 points better than last weekend. A huge congratulations to the Spartan Alliance Band and Color Guard for this giant achievement. In other news, auditions for the upcoming fall play, Father of the Bride, is set to take place Wednesday the 25th in the choir room, with callbacks on Thursday the 26th. Everyone is encouraged to audition, regardless of past experience in acting. That's all for this week on Behind the Curtain. Mara Nicholson, HHS In Depth.
Thank you, Mara. And thank you to everyone watching the show today.
That'll do it for today's episode of HHS In Depth.
Make sure to follow our socials to keep up with the latest news from Homestead Media.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here again next week.